person grow up. They go from 5 to 16, 18, and all these milestones, and then, they're married. And they've got a child, and you think to yourself...
And they're bringing in their child.
Yeah, and there's something quite marvellous about that. It's like, people talk about going to a doctor's, and you have that same sort of, continuity. There's a continuity there with the barber.
So, I mean, okay, so... You started off, did you have to, were you trained by some institution, how does somebody even actually get to be a barber?
It's about trial and error.
Is it?
Yeah. You mess up a lot of people's hair. That's how you become a barber. You mess up plenty of people's hair, and then you just get better and better. You just
practice from your siblings and your cousins.
Yeah, and you charge them 50p, and then all of a sudden, you get into it.
Yeah. Because I remember my first, I used to have these funky dreads. I don't know why, but, Andrew was the one who had the pleasure of cutting my locks.
Oh, thank you. but it's like anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like every master was once a disaster.
Yes, true.
Yeah? And you have to develop your craft. But at first, you're not good, obviously. And then you just, if you keep at it, you improve.
That's true. So why, in your case, I know your guys worked with Mr. T for a while.
Yeah. God rest his soul.
Yeah. Was he teaching, or you guys already knew what you were doing when you worked with him?
We already knew what we were doing, but it was good to be with T because...
In his environment.
Yeah, and he showed you a lot as well. Not just in the barbering, in life.
Yeah.
So
how to interact with people.
Yeah, because he was a good guy. But then I remember the first time, they told me, Mr. T's. The first time I actually ever went to Mr. T's, there used to be this running thing that, if you had a weird shaped head, he'll just rib you. That's what they used to say when he was up at parking. And that was for a long while. I wasn't comfortable going until you guys started working there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know how it was.
Your head's all right.
But
that's what I'm saying. That's what people used to say. They say, Mr. T will
Isn't
probably
that just like at school when they say, right, your first day at school, they're going to dunk your head in the toilet. And they say that, but no one ever gets their head dunked in the toilet.
But that's what I'm saying. That was what people said. But in reality, when I actually met Mr. T, I found him to be the sweetest guy.
He is.
And even when he moved from Hyde Park to City Road, I continued to kind of go to his barbershop. So
it might cost you if your hair's not combed.
Right? Which is rightly so.
Right, because enough man come in with, logo head.
Yeah.
And Mr. T say, when last you combed this year? But it's not going to cost you about your head shape.
So is that something you do then?
Yeah.
I do big on that.
Yeah, I love doing that.
So what happens, sometimes, people kind of come in with their hair, because some people have got flaky scalp.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't cussing that. It's just if you haven't combed your head. Yeah.
I think they said about interaction, learning about, there's one thing to learn this sort of technical skill, but the other skill is that sort of how to interact with people. Because, I would say that's one of the things which I really like about your barbershop is the way in which there's life in there. And some of us are old enough to remember Desmond's. And actually how people would come and sit in Desmond's. And you've got that. You've got a few pork pies.
Matthews.
Yes. And you sort of say sometimes, you said you come for your haircut. Say, no, I've just come. And you've got guys who just come to sit for half an hour, whatever it is.
I do believe it's a place where people can talk and get things out. So, because in life there's nowhere really to go and do that. So it's like a therapist as well. So.
One of the McCall who sort of led on the organising the in the cup thing we did at university, which you were there at, which you were doing the cutting first, and you were there first. I remember that he uses the idea of the barbershop as a sort of safe haven for black men. And you know, when I go in and I'm sitting there and people come in, you know, in their work clothes and they'll say, I'll come back later, I'll do this. And there's a lot of popping in and out, just saying hi, you know, someone just driving by and there's a lot of that going on.
They come and check in.
Yeah, there's a lot of checking in.
Checking in, yeah. There's a lot of it. Yeah.
So
people
what?
Go
on. No, go on.
It's like people like to feel belonging.
Yeah.
To belong to something.
A sense of belonging.
Yeah, because I find for me sometimes I'll just come just to have a sit down. I'm one of those who will just come to have a sit down.
Were you Matthew or pork pie?
I think a Matthew. No. But I think I'm more of a Matthew because Popeye was just a joker, man.
Yeah, Popeye.
But Matthew was the African student, isn't it?
Right.
So
You're the African student.
I am the African student. Because even now, you know, like people still ask me, are you at uni? I'm thinking, I've been here over 30 years. I mean, why do you expect me to be still at the uni? You know what I'm saying? No.
But when you have that identity, people don't, they just think, like, that's you.
Yeah.
They identify you with uni.
Yeah. That's it. I think, but then I think, you know, most Africans usually are either there's this assumption that, you know, many of us came to, you know, to go to uni. And the reality is, you know, some of us are here like everybody else.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, we were talking about interaction, and I'm just minded there about, we came in some time ago, last year, and we did a little recording. And it was on a Friday night, and there was a white guy getting his hair trimmed.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a conversation about when was
Yeah.
the last time you cried, and people were all saying there were little bits and pieces there. And this white guy had been quiet for most of it, and then he said, "You don't mind if I say something?" Remember that?
Yeah.
And he said, "I came here about 4 years ago, and first time I'm getting my hair trimmed, and you asked him, something about why you're here for, what's it for?" And he said, "I'm here to get my hair cut to bury my wife."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Whoa."
I know. That literally threw me, man.
Now, and, you know, that was deep. That
was
It was deep.
Who was
deep.
that? Who was this guy? Which one was he? Forgot.
He was on
Kevin's
Kevin's side.
names, but you know who it is.
And he came to bury his wife.
No, he says, you know, when
Damn,
Kevin
that was
asked
heavy.
him, when Kevin asked him, he says, you know, I'm going to my wife's funeral. And he says, but one of the things he added was, he says, the way you spoke to me it was better than none of my, I never had anyone, you know, kind of attend to me in that level.
He said something like, you stayed with it.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't sort of like go, quiet. You actually asked him about it. You know, and, you know, I have to say, when he said that when we were talking then, it really shook me.
Yeah, I was choking up.
Wow.
Yeah, I was choking up, and it doesn't take much, you know, to kind of get me all choked up, you know.
Well, I also remember for myself personally, you know, talking there about something as heavy as, but the age we are, for everyone, grief. I remember coming into your barbershop just after my brother had died. And there was the three of us, and there was another guy there with us as well. And we were talking. And for me personally, I think I spent, you know, quite a bit of time there with you to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
What was the key bit there? And, you know, to talk about it in a serious way, and at the same time, there was a joke here and there, but to talk about it. And that's one of the things which I think, for me personally, because you are my barbers, that I love about the barbershop.
Yeah.
You can, there's joke, there's seriousness, there's laughter, there's tears, there's all sorts of things which are being expressed in your barbershop, which actually I think draw a lot of people in there because of that there. You know, we talk about big man then are actually doing all of those things on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I remember one guy, and he came in. I wasn't there, but it was Andrew. Well, Andrew told me the story. And he just went to the doctors. And the doctors told him he had cancer. In the first place he came, he didn't even tell his wife, his mum, his dad, or anybody.
Yeah, he came in.
He came in and he just sat down and talked to Andrew. And Andrew and him was having a good conversation about it.
I saw him, mate, and he was just so pensive. And I'm like, so what's happening? What's up with you? And he's just like staring into space, and he's like, I've just been told by the doctors that I have cancer. And when he told me that, I didn't hear anything else. It was rambling on. I could hear something, but I couldn't make out what he was saying. I didn't know. I just know, and I don't know how I even got here. But I'm here sitting in your chair. I don't know how I got here. It's just going over my head. The doctor saying I've got cancer. And I gave this guy a hug. I can't remember the last time I hugged a guy like that.
Yeah.
It was like an intimate hug. I had to hug him. And he started to weep.
Yeah.
You know, like Jesus wept. I mean, like that kind of weeping. And then he dried his eyes and sat down and I cut his hair. And, you know, he started to, you know, seem a bit lifted. And he went out, not with like crying. He felt a little better when he left. I can always remember that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt for that brother.
I tell you, that's a truly powerful story because you nearly got me in tears with that. Because, I mean,
I felt for him.
You know, it's like the guy's scared.
It was
No, it is,
right.
And as you said,
it
he
is.
came, and, you know, he's sitting there, and you have to have some form of relationship to be able to...
Yeah, to open up like that.
Yeah. Because that is...
Like, what's wrong with you, brother? He just looked in my face and said, yo, I've just come from the doctors.
Yeah.
I said, what's up? He said, I got cancer.
Yeah.
I said, damn.
So how do you, you know, when you have that type of outpouring, how do you manage it?
Lord, I'm not even sure. You just got to be able to interact with people and just feel, you know, because that could be you.
No, but Andrew's good at it because, you know, can always make some joke out of nothing.
Right.
You get me? So it makes people feel better.
Yeah.
I think laughter is a great healer.
Yeah,
No,
You
it
know,
definitely is.
But it's not, yeah. But when you open yourself,
Yeah.
you have to be open yourself because people know about me and they know what I've been through.
Yeah.
Right? And they know, well, you know, well, if Andrew can be open about that, well, I can be open about this sort of thing. Because
But-
I'm not trying to hide anything.
That's true. But you
So
know,
they
it's
see
like
that.
because one of the things like my missus always speaks about is that, you know, even like back in the day, Andrew always had this ability to just have people, you know, around him.
Oh.
At some point, they thought he was going to be John the Baptist.
Oh, right. Yeah, I like that.
Because he's just an uncanny ability to just, you know, kind of have people around him.
To gravitate.
Yeah, because when he's ready, he will impart, you know, kind of wisdom. But when he's ready to just, the classic one at Kevin's wedding. I said, yeah, the speech.
Best man speech I've ever
Yeah,
heard in my
best
life.
man speech, and I think I'll find the video at some point, and I think that will probably kind of go viral.
Yo, that's my speech right there. Yo, I love that speech.
But yeah, but that's the thing. You know, like there are certain things that are just natural to us. But in your case as barbers, is there something that, because it's like when you go to most barbers, there's this kind of sense of duty of care that you can't find anywhere. Is this something that is taught, or is this something that you learn or you observe? Or
Well, it's
what
innate
is it?
within you. Right? Right, Kevin it's that sense of empathy.
Yeah,
You have to be empathetic,
yeah,
I believe, you know, to people's plight.
But it's sincere as well, you know. You can't
fake
be
it.
fake. Yeah, you can't fake it because people can see through bullshit.
Of course
Yeah.
they can.
You know, you can
have
see
to
through
be
bullshit.
authentic.
It's just what it is, you know what I mean? It's how
Yeah.
you're being brought up and,
Right.
you know?
You have to
Yeah.
be you. And people can see that, just like kids can see when people are real with them in the
Yeah.
youth club. They gravitate to that youth worker that's real. Them fake ones are like, yo, you're fake, man. I
Yeah.
can see you. You're just doing this because you're looking to get paid. This
Yeah.
is your job. But when you're doing it because you're really interested in that child, they know. They can see it. They can sense it.
yeah.
You understand?
So because for me, this is the thing, because sometimes it's like, it's not like our lives are rosy. It's like the conversations we have in the office. We will somehow, a subject will just prop up on its own. And suddenly we are just chopping it up, or it's something that somebody saw in the news or something, and then suddenly it becomes the topic of the day. I mean, how intentional is are you guys pertaining to your clientele, so to speak?
But you've been in the barbershop.
Yeah.
We'll talk about anything. There's nothing, no conversation off limit. So
There's nothing taboo.
and
Yeah.
when you're in the conversation, you're just gonna be real to yourself and just we can have we are people that like to have a laugh and we like to still tell people what it is. Could be about relationships, religion, death, war, anything.
Yeah.
And we just have that genuine.
Frank discussion.
Yeah.
Has there ever been any time where, like somehow you broach a subject and then somebody becomes irate?
Of course.
Loads of times. Lots of times.
Yeah.
When it was, what is it?
COVID time.
COVID-19.
Oh, my days.
Jesus.
There were some funny ones.
That was too much about the jab, about being vaccinated or not vaccinated, that got high rate.
That got high rated. And it's funny, it got more high rated than what you would have thought, like with religion and all of that. People are...
Would you take the jab? What is it? Or not the jab?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you heard really all sides of opinion.
All sides.
Because that's the other thing about the barbershop, isn't it? You get people from all sorts of backgrounds.
All sorts.
People from, from the rich to the poor, from this to that. They're from all sorts of backgrounds,
all
aren't they?
backgrounds, and with all different opinions on life. So
I didn't know whether to take the jab or not.
Is it?
1 minute somebody said, yo, take the jab. They convinced me. And the next man said, don't take the jab. He convinced me. I'm like, yo, shall I take the jab? Shall I not take the jab? What am I going to do? The only reason I didn't take the jab is because I was too lazy.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, I would have took the jab.
Yeah.
And then regretted and then said, no, take back the jab. You know what I'm
So you
saying?
would definitely go back and forth.
Back and forth.
There was
Too
a-
indecisive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people had like compelling arguments when it came to this jab.
and you're still alive now.
I'm still alive
Without the
and
jab.
healthy. Yes. Thank God I didn't take the jab. But still.
I think for many of us we did that because out of fear again,
Yes.
because it's like, and also because I think from a community point of view, and as much as I love my community, I think because we are fragmented, so you always find that we are all over the place. So there is no cohesive approach to most things that we do.
Yeah, but at the same time as that, I'm just going back to the point I was trying to make. I think what, again, Fades and barbershops do is that they're able to... You have a clientele or customer base there which have people from all over.
From all
over the
it.
city, from all walks of life, with so many different opinions and perspectives on life there. But they come to get your hair cut.
Yeah.
And they come to have a bit of a conversation,
That's
a
it.
bit of sort of something, and that reflects the sort of like the breadth
Yeah.
of in a sense, sort of like black men in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I've been in there, and I've been sitting in there, and there's guys there, and I've been listening to them. I thought it is really interesting. I've not heard of met this sort of person before there, and you think, well, that's fantastic. I was introduced to someone a couple of weeks ago when I went into your barbershop who's appearing in a few weeks' time, and you said, oh, this guy's this, that, and the other, and you introduced me to him. And I've spoken to him since then, and it's like, wow, this is brilliant. Like it's a meeting place as well.
No, it definitely is.
Networking place.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah,
people
'cause-
from all walks of life.
Because you guys have got like a men's group that meets there at some point.
Yes, let them talk about it because you set it up with Robert.
Well, Rob set it up.
Yeah.
We meet the last Friday of every month.
First Friday.
First Friday.
Is it the first Friday? Sorry.
Friday every month.
Well, you see, I don't even know.
First Friday of the month.
First Friday every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some good discussions.
Yeah, it's been going on a good while. Was it before COVID?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
it was
good
before
for-
COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we met last, which was a few weeks back, we had
Yeah.
a cook-up.
Oh,
And that was a really, really warm
Shouts out to Olu.
evening. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
With the jollof.
was
Oh,
top.
that jollof rice is wicked.
That's right.
Yes. So I mean, I attend,
Yeah.
and some really, really good conversations and warmth. And and sometimes we have sort of like heated discussions
Yes.
as well, as you should do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It does, cause I saw something on Instagram on Aiden's.
Be careful now.
No, like a breakfast thing.
Oh, yeah.
A breakfast thing. Because I was saying, how come I never get an invitation to this breakfast? And it looked like a very snazzy
There might be a
breakfast.
reason.
I'm sure there is a reason.
Yeah, that one was another good friend of mine, Junior's place.
Oh, it was a Junior's place?
Rum
Yeah.
keg,
Rum
yes,
keg, yeah.
on Aberdale Road.
So, was it Monday mornings? We said we're going to start having like a little breakfast club and
Ooh.
Yeah.
to talk and stuff. So that was
To
very
catch
good.
up.
To have a catch up. Yeah.
Because you also do, because coming out of, on the other side of that, for yourself, do both of you do this? Basketball.
Basketball every Monday.
Every Monday. And so it's a crowd of you there, all same sort of age.
Yeah, well, it mixed
Yeah.
because there's a few like 20 odd year olds, but it's mainly like over 40s.
Over 40.
Well, I'm nearly 50. I'm the oldest one there.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good to have a good
It's
run.
good, we have a good run out. And
Right, you keep fit, right, and you get to meet up with some old friends. Yeah, I love it, and then the banter after.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. My knees are gone and my elbows are shot, but still, I mean, it's good fun.
So, because I one thing that usually fascinates me, especially when I look at your guys interacting in the barbershop, is the fact that you seem to have this natural ability to cut across age groups. You know, is it, where does that come from? Is it?
Right, well,
I just think a lot of these young ones nowadays are very interesting and they've got a different perspective on life, them growing up now with all the internet and, a lot of them are smart and, can see them going places,
and sport brings us all together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sport's it's better than religion. Like sport will bring a Muslim, a Christian, a Sikh together on the same team.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing about your barbershop as well, isn't it? It has lots of people from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
If you took Sheffield's this very, very diverse city racially and ethnically, and in your barbershop, it's like that sometimes, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And people who've been going to your barbershop for ages, because you see them when they come in there, and it's like they've known you for such a long while.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I met Carlton Palmer was at your guys' barbershop, and I'm thinking,
Carlton.
yeah. So from a client point of view, so I guess you get everybody kind of comes through.
Yeah.
But how do people get to know about Fades? Or is it you guys advertise somewhere,
There's a
or
lot
it's
of
just
word of mouth. I think me and Andrew, we're not really computer sassy and we don't really go on the internet as much and stuff, but it's something what I need to learn and, to get the word out there a bit more. But yeah, it's word of mouth, I would say.
yeah.
Yeah.
More than anything.
But would you? I mean, like, because I know it's like the more marketing and stuff means more people kind of coming in. But is that something that you guys want, or you are okay as things are?
No,
No.
it's always good to get more people in, but
Of course.
we're nice now, but yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we are in. I mean, when we started out doing this bit of work we're doing, I thought there would be about half a dozen black barbershops. What I was amazed with that, it's over 20 now in the city.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So there is a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got to have something to be able to keep
And
your position.
yeah,
You know,
exactly right.
To draw more
if you're
people.
doing business
Yeah.
at university, you're doing about I know your market share. You know, you've got to be doing something good. to
Good.
keep your market
Yeah.
share.
That's
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot of new Turkish barbers. They're all right as well. They're good. And yeah, I wouldn't say there's a lot of black barber shops. I think that there's, what I know of is probably about 7 or 8.
There's actually about 20
But yeah,
all around
Is
the
it?
city.
wow.
Yeah, which is amazing. I mean, then they pop up. Some just pop up for a short while.
Yeah.
And then they go, like lots of other things, other businesses.
Yes.
They pop up and then they go, and some
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
Some stay, yeah.
But to stay, you've
stay,
got to have
You've
something.
got to have something, yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as they're giving good trims, that's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, do you? Because I know, I mean, with the Black Barbers Project, one of the things that there was the idea to provide, kind of services to hospitals and all that kind of stuff, institutions, because I know there are some people who cannot travel to barbershops.
Well, you're asking that question
They're
to me.
mobile.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of like something like.
We've had some barbers go into some of the hospitals, but a lot of that is dependent on the sort of like, well, basically payment.
Oh, okay.
So the hospitals were not paying.
They wanted something for free.
Now, we've worked with barbers, for instance, in the cuts, the thing we did at the university, and we, SACMA,
Yeah.
basically pay, lost earnings essentially, because,
Yeah.
people have got businesses. You can't be coming out of your working hours to do something. Now, that event, and I can only talk about my perspective, can ask Andrew and Kevin. The one we did at the University of Sheffield in November, and we had the 5 barbers, and we had the other barber, the female barber, who was just starting out. And I'm going back to something you said earlier about you have to look and learn. She arrived and she was looking and watching,
Watching, yeah.
and then
watching, yeah.
she slowly came in. But it was beautiful to watch her, just watching
Yeah.
experienced, skilled barbers ply their trade,
Yeah,
and then she had the confidence to do it.
I know her well, and she's a good lady. She's been in our barbershop since as well, and she brought her younger brother, and she's there watching. And I hope that she does well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we know her dad.
Yeah, we know her dad.
Yeah.
She's-
Oh, so now you guys are elders.
Yes.
Well, they are,
Yeah,
I don't want to get onto that. They call me uncle now. I'm talking about the Chris girl there.
Those times pass you by, Andrew.
Uncle. Oh,
Yeah, you
damn.
became uncle, man.
Damn, I got to uncle stage.
Hey, let me tell you, I became uncle years ago.
Hey, it's when you get to
Yeah.
granddad.
Oh,
Yeah. No, but that's the
I'm
thing.
not there yet. I'm
I've
not there
been,
yet.
let me tell you,
And yes, it's not a bad place to
Yeah.
be invisible.
I'm kind of invisible now.
I have been looking forward to the
I'm under the
Wednesday.
radar right now.
It's the best way to be, Andrew.
best way
The best way to be, uncle.
Uncle, that's it.
I've been. Let me tell you, I've been looking forward to the
Granddad.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's a good
Yeah.
stage. I think it's because then that's when you look back to say okay,
Yeah.
I did this. I created humans.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I get
Well,
it,
as
I
a
get it.
granddad, I can say it's a great place to be.
Yeah.
It does make you feel a bit old, though.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. I mean, I know when I go in your shop sometimes and I think, God, that must be one of the biggest men here. Yeah. And everyone's below you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, how does that come about?
Yeah.
Because
fast.
time,
Yes, yes.
time is the subtle thief of youth, man. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, time.
But it's nice when I go in there and then when you've say for instance a mother brings a child in. I love to see when
Yes.
actually you then just get the cushions out, you put your
That's
cushions
it.
on, and you put the child on, and then there's a way of actually working with a child, which you can see, which is sort of like making them feel comfortable. Because one of the questions we've been asking ourselves is asking that question, which is, what's your first memory of a barbershop?
Yes.
And
Yes.
my personal first memories are going into a barber shop, and this is back in the 60s, and the West Indies were on the radio. cricket. And all I can remember is it was a batsman by the name of Basil Butcher. And Basil Butcher, England couldn't get Basil Butcher out. And all the big men in there said, stay in there, Basil, stay in there, Basil. And that for me was the memory. But that bit is, in a sense, incidental. It was the warmth which was being generated by those guys because they were relaxed. They were sort of like in a good place. They weren't at work or anything like that. And they weren't at home where sometimes you could see your dad getting a bit sort of like, sort of like stressed with you.
He could relax, couldn't he?
And
He was relaxed.
You see your dad in a different light. Yeah? Instead of being at home with the family, you see him amongst friends. And
That's it.
you see your dad totally different.
That's true.
He's like, yo, this is my dad. You're totally different.
So for you, what was your first experience of going to the barbers?
Right, because when I was growing up, my brother had to cut my hair. I can always remember and asking him, can I have this style or that style? And it was like, just sit down and get your hair cut. You ain't and then, when I first went to Mr. T's and I went with my mum took me and Kevin down there, where was it?
On the wicker.
On the wicker. Yeah, and I sit down there, we're waiting, and I sit in the chair and I say, yo, Mr. T, I want it like this and that. And T would look at my mum and she said, just cut it, T. And I'm like, oh my God, Mum, but I want this style. And she said, just cut it half. And Mr. T would say, yo, I got to do what your mum says. She's the one paid. So, I can remember that.
What about you, Kev?
Same memory. Same one,
That was
I mean, Andrew wanted different styles. Just ball it off. That meant number one all over. With nothing else.
Because for me, it's like it was never, my father was sort of like well connected in a way. So the barber used to come to our house. Yeah, that's before they had the electric shavers. They used to have the clippers.
The clippers, this is the ones.
And I hated it. Because again, like your guys, I mean, there was no style.
No.
We used to have, you literally shave. My father never showed his hair. So we had the same hairstyle, but just ball it off. I used to have this guy at church. He'll spit in his hand and
slap them back in there.
And I hated that. From then, when I left home, I made sure that I grew. Why I started growing my hair was for that very reason. It was very traumatic.
You're making the barber shop
Yeah.
sound a bit like going to the dentist.
No, it was. I hated. Let me tell you, I hated having my haircut, and also because remember many barbers you didn't have that thing that you guys spray on the things.
And all that.
Yeah, so we ended up, kind of with like all manner of
Bump.
bumps and stuff, what I mean, and some other stuff, because
I get it.
it was unsanitary. Yeah. So I've never really been a fan until I start, and then you guys have got like, that was back in Zimbabwe.
Right.
But now you guys have all those nice smelly oils. Even aftershaves. I only started buying a lot of these fancy aftershaves because of these guys. They have more aftershave than others.
We got the fragrances.
Yeah,
you got to put on them fragrances.
Because that's the other question we ask ourselves, which is how does the the question is, how do you feel after you've been to the barbershop?
Yes.
And I remember one time, years back, when I was working, and I was trying to grow my beard a bit. And I think one time I went in and I said to you, I want to cut off the beard there. And you sort of said to me, yeah, it's good. It looks a bit too much like a Yogi Bear. I thought, we should talk about Yogi Bear.
Sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. Don't quote me, man.
He said to me, Yogi Bear.
I just thought, you can relate with Yogi Bear. I wouldn't say that to a youngster, you know what I'm saying? The big man, Yogi Bear.
Didn't know what your thing was. When you trimmed it off there, it's like when you look at it and you look at your head and you look at your trimmed beard, etc. You think, I look good, and that's the key bit.
That's what I want.
You get lifted, and that's, I think I've said before. even for a little bit, you can feel, you know, I can walk out of here with a bit of a swagger.
Yeah.
I look good.
Yeah. It's like anything when you've gone to the gym and you've done a class or something. You feel better, don't
Yeah.
you?
That's
And you
what-
feel more energized when you've done it. Yeah.
I want you feeling better about yourself. Just for a little, you know? Before you go out there and make the white man clap you down again. But before that, I want you to feel like, yeah, man, I can conquer the world. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
giving a psychological service there, aren't
Like, yeah, man, I got that swagger.
you? It's got the swagger.
Yeah, man.
No one can take that one from you.
That's right.
Before Mafia get you.
Before my, yeah.
So how is it like, because, I mean, working with your sibling?
All right, that one. That old chestnut. Nah, it's good. It's good. It took a while, but we've been working together for like over 20 years now.
Yeah.
Even longer from
yeah.
Mr. T's, like 20, 25 years.
I mean,
Yeah.
even when we was at my mum's house,
Yeah.
we was essentially working together because
Yeah.
I was trimming, and then when I wasn't there or available, Kevin would trim the guys.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, ooh, where'd they get a haircut? Oh, Kevin did it. I'm like, Kevin did it. Yeah, Kevin used the clippers and that. I'm like, what? All right. So from back then,
Yeah.
you know.
So, from a stylistic point of view, because, you know, like sometimes you come in there and then you see some guys, oh, yeah, I'm going to wait for Andrew, I'm going to wait for Kevin.
Right.
You know what I
yes,
mean?
yeah, well, everybody has their own barber.
Yeah.
Right? They have their own preference. And that's cool. Yeah. You want that. Some want me, some want Kevin, and that.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Where some will just go to either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some other one.
And for most of us old ones, we're just happy, you know, like
Just to
have
get your
some
I've still
cut.
got to do a haircut.
It's like nowadays you're just scraping the head. You know, there's no style, I mean, kind of attached to it.
You know.
The fact that I even feel as if you need the haircut.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
accept
saying.
that fact.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, for me, let me tell you, it's because really not many of us can see the back of our head. So really, I could easily walk around, you know, literally looking a mess, and be as happy as anything, as long as I've got my warm woolly head. You know,
You're good.
I'm fine, man, comfortable. You know, I think now it's more comfort over style.
Yes.
As you grow older,
As you
it
grow
becomes
older,
more,
yeah.
But I see, you know, like some guys, you know, just coming in there and they hardly have any hair to even have to justify pay.
Yeah.
but one of the things I think
Okay.
you've said it to me before, which is people go to the barbers now more frequently than
Yeah.
they did. So
Yeah.
people do that sort of, you know, just touch up and
Yeah, they want that
Check
touch up,
up.
that
Yeah.
line
That
up.
self-groom, that self-love kind of, you know? And it depends on the ages. Like the younger ones who are always going on dates, they want to look good every week. So, you know?
That's it.
And then you get them people that might be in a relationship, so they're going to look good for their missus every 2 weeks or so. You know what I mean?
Some don't come in less than wife tells them.
Some don't
Yeah.
come
Go and
in
get your
less-
hair cut.
Yeah.
Go and
Yeah.
get it
Because they're
cut.
already married
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
So you know the ones that are, you know, are groomed all the time.
you
because
can probably guess where people are in their relationship.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
If they're just starting out,
That's
if
right.
they're in the middle, and then if it's the end.
No.
Maybe it's the end. What do you mean? Maybe it's the end.
Hey, it's not gonna say
It's
it.
weird. How good is that haircut when you say the end? You know what I mean?
I got a man, he's coming up to 100.
Yeah.
And that man was still, yo, make sure you trim me good, you know. I'm like, damn, you 100. What the hell's up?
Is
This
it?
guy, yes, make sure you get the back good, you know.
Yeah.
And he's 100. And this is, if the end is near, it's nearer for him than anybody else.
Yeah.
And he's all specific, yo, I want mine trimmed good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's 100.
But even like I think, you know, like really for us as men, it's like is we live in hope. I think, you know,
course we
like
do.
you know, like you get the older guys, you know, who still think they have game, you know.
Oh, yeah, they still think they
You
got
know, I
game,
get-
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still, I get it.
Yeah. So,
Well, he needs to be groomed and he wants to feel good.
yeah.
We all want to feel good, right?
That's it.
So, yeah, come
So,
down and get your hair cut and feel good.
For you, I
about
mean,
yourself.
do you guys ever think, you know, like one day you'll have to kind of put down the clippers?
Of course. Of course. One day, I'm sure. Not for now.
That's for now.
Not for now.
So who are you training? Are you training anyone to take over after you, or you guys one day you'll just say Fades is done?
Oh, say Fades is done.
Yeah.
I ain't got a clue with that one. I'd like to train somebody up. I'd like to
Do you think
that.
there's interest in barbering?
There's a young boy what came the other day, but we were just in a different kind of situation. And I would have liked to have taken him on because seems like a nice young lad. You get me? But we were just going through something, so we had to decline. But yeah, hopefully. I think there's a lot more young ones now, and they're trying to just do something with their lives now.
Yeah.
I think they realise that the roadman thing's kind of done with because they've seen a lot of their peers and their friends go to jail, do this, do that. So they're saying, hell no. So they're just trying to think. So yeah.
Because I think it's a good skill, to be honest. I personally think, like those soft skills, those skills that where you are using your hands and stuff, because we don't really have that.
And there's
as
also the
much.
elements of enterprise, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's a business.
It is a business.
You're out there, and then, again, talking about young people there, and we saw it at the event at the university when we had David there, and there were a lot of these young guys, they were sitting listening, and they wanted to know about how do you do business.
Yeah.
And what they were getting back from David was how you do life.
Yeah, that's it. No,
And I know he's been
How you
important
do
to you as
life.
well. Then.
Yeah.
It's about how you do life, which is the big question we're all trying to do as such, answer as such.
Yeah, because for you, I mean, who basically, because who did you ever have any conversations with anyone pertaining to business? The business sense, or is this something that you have had to learn over time?
Well, we've had a lot of people who have taught us, but especially David. David C, big up you as well. Yeah, he's taught us a lot, and just showed you what books to read, and sends you a lot of stuff, just to build yourself up and show you about business.
To develop yourself.
Yeah.
Self-development.
Self-development
is crucial.
Because that's the other thing which I've seen when I've been in there is that there's been guys in there, and then you find out afterwards, oh, they've got this business, they've got that business there.
Yeah.
And from my point of view, you think, oh, that's great. I never knew that guy was doing that. I never knew this black guy was doing that. And then you start to get a sense of, if I can see it, I could do it.
Yeah.
And
That's
if you were a
it.
young person wanting to think about going out in business, if you can see it, you might be able to do it there.
Yeah.
That's
And
it,
that's
man,
one of the things
that's
which
it.
I've sort of sensed when I've been in the barbershop. There's more of that now than before.
Yes.
Yeah. Who has been instrumental in actually for your ability to survive 25 years of doing what you do?
I always go back to Mr. T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fundamentals,
Yeah.
to see how they do business. I've worked in other hairdressers. I've worked in county hair fashions
Yeah.
with a lady called Patsy.
Oh yes.
And
And with
we're-
Rose.
with Rose, and I see these people and how they run their businesses, and I like it, and I think
That sense of
You take-
professionalism.
you
Yeah,
take a bit
yeah.
from each, don't you? You take
But that professionalism, and it comes in many small ways and big ways. So we joked at the university, it was started at 11, and you were
Yeah.
there at 10 to 11.
Yeah.
And we were joking about that. But you're very good on that.
Time.
The timekeeping.
time.
Yeah.
But it didn't
I
come
go to your
overnight.
shop in the morning, 9 o'clock. If you say it's going to open at 9, someone's there.
Yeah.
And it just
Definitely
gives you, for me, it gives me confidence that the service I'm going for, I'm going to get.
yes.
Yeah, that's it. Because I mean, sometimes as we are always critical about our own service as a people. We joke about how
Black people in time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Black people in time.
Yes, we're half
and
an hour
black
late.
people, like
But when people are working and you
Yeah.
see guys dropping in, I've just got my lunch break or whatever it is, they don't want. All of us can sometimes just sit around.
Yeah.
But I need to know you're going to be open.
That's
and you're
it.
going to be
No,
closed.
That's right.
And you have to have
that's true.
some sense of that time.
That's
Definitely.
appreciate people's time.
Yeah.
Appreciate your own time.
Yeah.
all right? And have respect for time.
Yeah.
For real.
So for I mean, I'm aware of the of timing implications and being my nephew's birthday today. If you were to have a conversation with your 15-year-old self,
Oh, damn.
you know, pertaining to this journey that you have taken, what will be some of the nuggets you could impart to
Oh,
your...
damn. Now, there's one. I would have told myself, right, be careful of women. Right? Stay away from the smoking. Watch your money with gambling. Right?
You've got some vices there, Andrew.
Yeah. Right. With
Make sure you stay in the gym.
Yes, well, yeah, because we've always been fit. So, you know, keep to that.
Yeah.
And watch your health, definitely, with this smoking business. But, yeah.
Put on the ganja.
Put it down.
Put on the ganja.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What would you say?
Same thing, really. Like, yeah. Kevin, just be careful.
Yeah.
Just stay on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
You know, stop watching everybody else, you know, watching and thinking, yeah, you need to be in their lane. Just stay in your own lane and just keep plodding on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Careful,
thing there
don't-
about staying in your own lane, that sort of like not comparing yourself with others.
Yeah.
And then also that what you gain over time sometimes is just small steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, some people want to run too quick, don't they?
Very,
and you see
yeah.
it, don't they? You know,
Yeah.
they get a little and then they have to show.
Yeah.
Rather than simply, let me just do a little bit.
We're in a rush.
Yeah.
We're too much in a rush. And it will come. Just take your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the young ones are in such a rush. I want it now. Oh, my God, I'm turning 24 tomorrow. Oh, my God, I want it now. Yeah? And they think they need it now, real now. Just take your time. If you're on the right path, you'll be all right. Yeah? That's something I would advise the kids. Don't be so much in a rush.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and now to finish off, what has surprised you about yourself, you know, in your journey?
What has surprised me? Damn, that time waits for no man. Time don't wait, and you know, hopefully you will get old. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, that surprised me. Time and how fast time goes. That has really surprised me. You know, 1 minute you're 24, you next minute you'll be 50. Let me tell you, time goes fast.
Yeah.
You know, how fast time goes. I'll tell you that much.
Enjoy the journey.
Yeah. And how do you stay on top of your mental health?
Oh, goodness.
That's by going to the gym, reading, socializing with your friends, and just
And laugh.
laugh. Yeah, have a laugh. Don't take yourself too serious all the time.
Yeah, don't take yourself too serious,
Don't take
bro.
yourself too serious.
I'm telling you.
Make sure you spend a lot of time with your friends. Just because you're in a relationship don't mean that you can't go out with your friends and enjoy yourself.
Laughter is the greatest healer. Like, fun time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Lots of nuggets there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the beginning. I mean, we may come and have a sit down at Face someday, you know, and record an episode there, you know.
Anytime
Who
you're
knows?
ready. Anytime you're ready.
Thanks a lot, guys. I
Yeah,
mean,
thank
you
you.
guys have
Hope it was
been
all right for
we
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
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 Well enjoyed.
Yes. We've enjoyed it.
And then you guys gonna be famous.
Yeah, right.
You guys are famous
I don't want
already.
to be too famous.
Nah,
My baby
come on.
mama want to take the money. I can't get that famous. Don't tell them nothing about famous.
Oh, come on. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and never miss an episode. Until next time, keep those conversations going.